Meet me at the Gateless Gate, the invisible place. You ask, how will I find it? Oh, it's the easiest thing you'll ever not do. First, you need to get into a rickety boat, alone. Sail far out, where the ocean is deep. And with all your strength, take the oar and ram a hole in the boat. It may take a while to gain the courage, but perhaps with a bit of desperation, you may be willing to do so. Then you can sit and wonder why you did it, while the boat fills with cold seawater. Then you can truly know what hopelessness is. Utter despair. Complete lostness. The visceral fear of a vulnerable, self-identified mammal. And sink all the way to the bottom. At the bottom of the ocean is the Gateless Gate. Underneath the subconscious. The last place you wanted to look. The abyss that resides between the lines of polar opposites. Do you still want to go? How will I know I've made it there, you ask? Oh, you won't. You will be dead. The fear, hopelessness, and despair will break your psyche, and you will give up your personal will. You will mourn the idea of ever finding anything else again, of being anything else again. You will mourn the idea of becoming anything other than this. A speck in the ocean, prior to the depraved depths of the subconscious mind. This is the place of dying before you die. The cold, dark pressure of the ocean floor. The place where everything drops. Not because it's wanted, but because something has what it takes to poke a tiger with a stick. A dare to fuck around and find out. The Gateless Gate must be approached naked and afraid. You will be utterly alone. There will be no handholds, nowhere to land. There will be no more questions of where I am going, what will happen to me, or if I'm close. No more who will live my life. No more, is this it? All of these questions are comfort blankets, which must be abandoned at the shoreline. There's nothing left to do but sink down past the bitter cold depths of the mind. That still place that's always been avoided. There is no knowing where you're going. No more boat and no more rowing. The end of children's fairy lore. Time and space are nevermore. All the thought will float up to the surface in little bubbles, indistinguishable. They become unfamiliar, no longer yours. Rushing upwards in desperation, they seem. But not you. You can finally see a thought for what it is. An irrelevant symbol and sound. Nature's song of self-identified survival. The desperate moans and pleas of an animal set apart from the whole. No longer your thoughts, and now so beautiful. Look how they dance, how they rise and are already gone. So fleeting, so free. The fear can be palpable as it's seen that it's too late to turn back. Nothing can stop you from touching the bottom. Now the fear is delicious, and nothing says it shouldn't be this way. It's pure aliveness, nothing more. Unconditional isness, thisness, beingness. Electric alreadiness. Unbound by skin and skulls and eyes and tongues. Finally free to be pure terror. It must be admired for its purity. But who is there left to admire? Just admiring. Only adoration left. Only childlike wonder. How can anything seem to be at all? And now you watch yourself leave in one of the bubbles, the last one to go. It giggles as it leaves. And then the game is recognized, of course. This was nothing more than play. Hide and seek. How long has this game been played? How long did it take to jump into the sea and find you? How long you must have waited here. The all in all. The great mysterious emptiness. The sea begins to boil with laughter and helplessness. The most hilarious humiliation. An ingenious trick. The cosmic joke. A stunning play. Pretending to be something that could never be. Yet somehow seems to be. An imagination. This was always chaos. Unconditional freedom. Wild aliveness. Nothing more than nothing. Free to be bound. Free to be tragedy, loss, sorrow. To be inexplicably joy, expansiveness, bliss. Free to be love, unconditional. All there is love, in all its myriad forms. Terrifyingly free. There are no rules in this freefall. Anything can happen. Oh, you say, this wasn't about me at all. Realizing the absurdity of the statement. More laughter. The punchline that never gets old. Wow. This isn't for me. None of this ever happened. Not in the way I imagined. This is raw immediacy. Not for the faint of heart. This is radical acceptance. But not that anyone accepts. This surrender is total. All-encompassing. But you will never know it. Because you are not what you thought you were. You are the only thing. You are the unfathomable. This, everything, nothing. This is what I must be. That which doesn't need or will to be what it is already. That which is infinitely unstained by its darkest streams. That which doesn't recognize us as individuals. It has no remorse and no pity for the likes of you. What you took yourself to be. You were only a fleeting assumption, an energetic confusion. You were but a game, that thing you took yourself to be. A chaotic expression, playing the game of suffering, the twisted game of me versus the world. But what you really are is pure innocence. Like a playful child with sock puppets on each hand, talking to each other. One the devil, one an angel. You became lost in the game. Because you can. Because that's what's longed for. This is the creation of beauty, love, drama. The contrast of black and white is so enticing. All the shades of gray are irresistible. This had to become lost. So now what? A thought arises. No answers. There are no need for answers. Only a smile, awe, and wonder. There's something familiar seeping into the emptiness. This ordinary human life, finally allowed to be what it is. Finally okay to be a traumatized animal. Nothing could be more beautiful than this human experience. This richness, the play of you and I, subject and object. This has always been effortless, needless. It doesn't even need to be seen to be what it already is. It was always this way. It was only a thought believed that said otherwise. Now, there is a recognizing of what thoughts are, innocent expressions of this, meaningless sounds and symbols that came from nowhere, no thinker, like clouds in the sky, natural, impersonal, beautiful, free. No one's freedom, no thing's freedom. There is nothing that is not this freedom. This is what freedom looks like. This. It can appear as anything at all. And of course, this freedom can be shocking, for the human nervous system. We can playfully dance, so not to look upon it. It's all understandable now, as nothing can be understood. Of course, it would be this way. This is compassion. It could not enter until I left the building. Compassion becomes you, and yet not, because it's always been just this wholeness, already liberated, appearing how it does. It can be no other imagined way. The body seems to have more capacity to feel without the comfort blanket of self. It's untouched. This is what it's like to be a wild animal with no apologies and no fucks given. Not even when fucks are given. The hilarity of it all. How dramatic the story. Searching, seeking, escaping, striving, grasping, averting. The desperation of needing to know. All of that was this, all along. The freedom, not for you or I, but this, to be as it is. This art has no rules. This unconditional love, the space between the atoms. This freedom is utterly psychotic, pretending to be born and dying, pretending to have loved and lost, playing as anything imaginable, everything, because it can, because there's no reason not to. For the sake of knowing, being, living, loving. So meet me there, if you dare, at the Gateless Gate. If not, enjoy your me. Because you've never not been there. Here. You have never not been this already.